Alright, this video is about reseasoning cast iron pans. This is my wife and I's first time doing this, ever. So I figured I'd make a video just to show you how our experience went. We watched a couple YouTube videos on how to do it, and there's dozens of different ways to do it. But one of them that we liked was you start by doing an oven clean cycle on these to knock all the to loosen everything up. So these have both been through a oven cleaning cycle, and you can see this one was really funky. It had a lot of junk on it. This one was not as bad, but it still had some, you know, still had quite a bit of grit on it. These were at my grandpap's camp. We go up there a handful of times a year, but we don't always necessarily use these. There is a stove with a griddle on it, so we use that quite a bit for pancakes and such. Okay, hold on one second. Hold on one. Okay, so sorry about that. Anyways, they were at my grandpap's cabin. They didn't get used that much, and they got to the point where they just got really funky and didn't get used for years and years and years. So we figured we'd bring them back here and see what we could do to reseason them. So like I said, this is after the oven clean cycle. They are really, really funky. I'm going to dump this out. And we'll see what kind they are if it says. I can't even read that. Erie, PA, USA, Griswold, number 9. It says 710F right there. And then this one is a Lodge skillet. It says 8SK. So that's what we're working with. You can see just by wiping them off, they clean up pretty well. So we're going to get some Crisco, clean these up. This one, I don't know. I saw a guy take a wire brush to his to clean all the massive, like, just grit in the corners and stuff off, because it's really funky. But that's where I think I'm going. I think I'm going to use a wire brush on this just to clean it up a little bit more. This one I think we will just clean up by hand and season it that way. So I will take a video when I do this with the wire wheel, and then when we season them with the Crisco, put them in the oven. I'll have more videos to follow this one. It'll probably be one big video. Thanks for watching for now. Thanks. Okay, I'm back with these pans. I decided not to wire brush this one. I'm going to just clean it up and see what happens. Same with this one. It's kind of rough looking, but I'm going to wash these, and I will bring you back to see what they look like after I wash them. I washed this. The smaller of the two skillets cleaned up really well. This one still looks really rough. I already put a coat of Crisco on this to get it ready to be seasoned, but this one still looks really rough, so I am going to have to take a wire brush to it just to clean it up, because it's a mess. It's really rough right here. Feels like sandpaper. So I'm going to just hit this with a wire brush real quick, and then wash it again, and then put the Crisco on. So we'll see how that turns out. Alright, I ran this wire wheel on it here, and you can see it is a lot smoother now than it was.
Can I go for outside?
No, not yet. Your mother will be home soon. Looks a lot better. Alright, so here they are after I seasoned them in the oven. They both turned out pretty well. I'm about to cook some bacon in them and see how they do. I'm pretty happy with the outcome. I put Crisco on them, put them in the oven for an hour. I wiped them off at an hour and then put them back in there to cool down. and they look pretty decent. So we'll see how they cook bacon. Alright, bacon is cooked. Here's some things I noticed while I was cooking the bacon. This is my first time ever using cast iron. Normally, to cook bacon on this stove, I have to have it at about medium. Medium on this makes these pans just ultra hot. So I have to have it on like medium low. I think that's because the pans retain so much heat, they just cook a lot easier. Anyways, I cleaned them up. I did have some sticking of the bacon, not much, but enough to scrape it off after. But right now, I saved a little bit of bacon grease and put back in there because I'm going to try to cook eggs in it now. But it feels a lot smoother than it was. This one feels pretty good too. So I'm going to try to cook eggs and see how that goes now that the bacon experiment is done. Alright, here we go. Let's see if she sticks. Well, I'm not the best at flipping an egg, and I broke that one putting it in, but it didn't stick the pan, so that's fantastic.
Wow.
Okay, so the eggs turned out to be a success in those pans.
It's so yummy.
This one has a rougher surface than this one does. This one cooks eggs really, really well. This one, pretty good, but no eggs stuck or anything, so I feel like the seasoning of it and then cooking bacon was a good idea, and it worked well. Or not a good idea, but the seasoning worked well, and then cooking bacon in it to start worked very well. So I'm going to call this a success, and it wasn't all that hard to do. It was just kind of time consuming. Thanks.